And a group of progressive activists and homeless people forcefully occupied a hotel in Washington state, demanding the county pay for emergency homeless shelters. We spoke with a city councilwoman about the takeover.
At least 7 people have been arrested for forcefully occupying Red Lion Hotel in Olympia, Washington on Sunday. A group called Oly Housing Now, made up of activists and homeless, occupied 2 floors. Some of the activists paid for one night's stay, but then refused to leave, demanding that Thurston County use federal funds to pay for hotel rooms for the homeless. A press release from the city says some of the 35 activists were armed with hatchets, batons, and knives. One employee was allegedly assaulted, causing hotel staff to flee to the basement until police arrived. The Olympian reports that the Oly Housing Now organizer is part of a group called Olympia Anarchist Mutual Aid. Pam Roach, Pierre County's council member and a former Washington state senator of 26 years, says she has intel that Antifa was recruiting homeless people to participate in the occupation 2 weeks prior.
My intelligence tells me that they had gone into the homeless camps trying to recruit people, and they were young people that they were able to recruit to take part in this Antifa-backed occupation of this hotel.
A similar occupation happened last month in 5 Washington, when a motel was occupied by activists and homeless people for 4 days before police cleared it out. This time in Olympia, police cleared the business more swiftly, but there was still a delay of over 7 hours while officers waited for a search warrant.
This is unbelievable. So even in this case, while they did act quicker than the police in Fife, they certainly had a greater threat than the one in Fife. There were no weapons at that particular venue, and yet they are here sitting back waiting for who? For a politician to say, go ahead.
She says she thinks many liberal politicians in Washington are reluctant to act because they're concerned about how they will look to their voters. Roach says she thinks this happened because during the first occupation in 5, the occupants were allowed to stay in the motel while alternative housing was found for them. She says if you coddle people committing a crime, they will be encouraged to do it again.
This time they are more aggressive in that they brought weapons in. They did have some resistance, but hours later, you have to get there immediately. If you call and you say to the police, I have an intruder in my home, I mean, you're kind of expecting that they're going to be there right away.
Over the last year, there has been an increasing number of anarchist groups occupying and/or damaging property in West Coast states. Yet these groups have often faced little or no consequences. Roach says because of this, there is a mass exodus happening in Washington. She expects it will continue unless something is done. Reporting by Grace Coulter, NTD News.